Hey guys, this is Jon from Waltons, and this is another episode of the Meatgistics podcast. As you can see, and soon will hear, I am yet again by myself, as Austin is in the mountains.
Well, that's not quite true.
Patrick is here.
I'm here.
That is fair. But I was going to say Austin's in the mountains, like searching for himself or something. No, they do a yearly ATV trip.
Oh, that's happening? Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, that's where they are right now. So hopefully they're having a good time. And I don't know, getting back in touch with nature or whatever you do when you're not trying to kill things, but you're out in the wilderness. So we've got a couple of things to talk about today, probably be a fairly short one. First thing I want to talk about are some new Waltons products. Number one, we have Austin got some youth and toddler hats in a couple of months ago, and I really like them. They were the 3930 New Eras. They are a fitted, but with a good amount of flex to them. They're a black front and white thicker mesh side. So we got those in adults. Those are in stock now. New Waltons digital camos. Both of these have the Meatgistics leather patch stitched onto the back of them. Most, if not all, of Waltons hats will have those going forward. The Ribeye Max. The Ribeye Max.
Are they all see-through like that?
The Ribeye's, the Maxes are, yes.
Yeah.
So this is Ribeye's newest installment. It's very similar to the Pro in appearance, other than, as Patrick was saying, instead of it being a red plastic, it is a see-through plastic. I don't know exactly what the purpose was of doing that, but it does have a nice LED lighted screen, backlit as well. I haven't had a chance to use this yet. I know Austin has, so I will hopefully get a chance to use this next week, and we can do kind of a review about it. For those of you who have been with us for a long time will know that I absolutely loved the Ribeye Pro. It was one of my favorite barbecue meat processing tools of the last couple of years. And then there was a firmware update. Sorry for the beeping. I'm trying to turn it back off. There was a firmware update that completely destroyed its most important functionality, which was the ability to remotely monitor the temperature from anywhere where you could get an internet connection. It worked perfectly. I did a firmware update and I could never get it back despite following all of their exhaustive instructions. So we actually took some reviews down because of that. So we'll see if this one fixes that. The Waltons Artisan, I think we're calling it, apron is in. It has a tan cloth body with a leather strap and strip, I guess, that's about 2 or 3 inches at the top. And then it has this word cloud printing on it. So little thing about this word cloud, everything's in black except for Waltons Inc. or just Waltons.com and Meatgistics.com. I snuck my name in there.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I did, but Austin pulled it out. They found it and pulled it out.
Well, good for them.
Personally, I think it really should have been in there, but I guess I get it.
Yeah.
I really thought I got away with it too. It passed initial things. And then I don't remember, I think I probably told them myself because I love telling on myself. Yeah. And Austin's
well, what if you got in real trouble? They're like, we don't want your name on that.
I mean, what are you going to do about it at that point? Is it worth
reprimand, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Those look really, really cool, though.
They look awesome. And they fit really well. So the straps, there's 2 straps on either side that are super long. So they will fit over any body without really any modification. Really comfortable. I'm still trying to find out if they're machine washable or not. Somebody asked that during a recent live stream, and I'm still trying to find out. But yeah, price point is, I can't remember exactly right now, but it is less than the leather aprons, a little bit more than just like your standard cloth apron, but very reasonable. So hopefully we'll start selling some of those pretty soon. Then I've also got a new line of some seasonings that we're carrying. We're trying to simplify some of our non-Excalibur lines. And this is Spiceology. Spiceology is a company that came on our radar around the time we started Meatgistics. Joe Hell kind of started talking about him, looking at him, and I saw in the background of many of his pictures a bunch of Spiceology stuff. Then years go by, hear about him for a little bit. I'm watching one of Gordon Ramsay's 70 shows that are on TV.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
ridiculous.
Yeah. The UK one or the US one?
No, this one was, I think it was Hell's Kitchen, but I don't know. Could have been one of his restaurant rescue shows or something. But the entire spice rack was all Spiceology stuff, and their rep had gotten in touch with us at that time. So anyways, we decided to bring them in. We're bringing in a somewhat limited basis initially. We'll see how it goes and hopefully expand that line. So we've got the smoky honey habanero. We've got the chili margarita, which is the one I think I'm most excited for. I can't wait. I was going to bring that home last night, but on my anniversary, my wife and I always do cheese fondue. So we were doing that last night, but I will do that tonight. Rosemary Dijon.
Is that thing going to beep at us?
It stopped. That was it powering off.
That's it going off.
That was it powering off.
Nice. So it even has a safety feature so you don't run through all your battery.
Yeah, I guess if it's on and it
automatic shut
realizes that it's not connected to anything, I guess it just turns off.
That was almost 4 or 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So Rosemary Dijon, Black Magic, Cowboy Crust, Pink Peppercorn, Lemon Thyme. We got that one for Patrick.
You know how much I love salmon and whitefish and stuff. So
no, pink. Just because you love pink so much.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
That's why.
I'm like, did I say pink fish? Okay, sure.
Candied bacon. This is a really good one. This is the first one I tried. It's a sriracha blend. So I put it on fake crab meat, just that and some butter in a pan. Really, really good. Once it cooled down, nowhere near as good, but that's generally the way.
That's why I love these. They all, I mean, you could just topically put them on stuff. A lot of seasonings, when you bring them home, they just have that horrible, like, you have to cook it kind of, smell and flavor and stuff. Yeah. So these, and I'm just a huge fan of the labels.
It's great. It's
just
clean.
Eye-catching. It's colorful. Yeah. Yep. Really, really cool.
Yep. It's actually fairly similar to our square Meatgistics label.
Nice.
No. And then we have Brisket Bomb. And this is another large reason we got it. This is the Gaucho Steakhouse. Tex, I don't know where he saw them, but he bought Austin and I a shaker each of this. I took it home and immediately just started adding it to everything. It was phenomenal on shrimp. Really good on pork. I even tried it on some beef. I probably wouldn't do it on beef again just because I am loyal to the Walton's Ultimate Steak and Roast Rub, but very, very good seasonings, really high quality. According to them, which whatever, they're the fastest growing spice company in the last 2 years. I kind of believe that, honestly. They are expanding everywhere. So yeah, give them a shout. Or give them a try there on waltonsinc.com. All right, so on to some stories. First, and I think probably most alarming. So China has extended its ban on imports of beef from Brazil. But on top of that, Russia and Saudi Arabia have banned imports as well. And nobody can quite figure out, but possibly Egypt and Iran have banned it as well, or perhaps they're just stalled on bringing in beef products, but they haven't been bringing in beef products from Brazil for at least the last couple of weeks. And this is all because of bovine spongiform encephalopathy. I can never say that word. Encephalopathy.
Dude, you were there. You were like 89%.
Encephalopathy. Yeah, close enough. Mad cow disease. It was found in 2 slaughterhouses in Brazil, and this will continue to send kind of shockwaves and rumblings throughout the beef, specifically beef market worldwide. Brazil is an enormous exporter of beef products. About 4 months ago, we talked about a story that Brazil was starting to limit what they were willing to export. So I don't know how often mad cow disease gets found in slaughtering plants. My belief is that it is very rare, especially after the craze scare that we had in the 90s with mad cow disease and maybe 2000s. this is something that's heavily checked for. So the fact that it was in any slaughtering plant at all is obviously concerning. 2 of them, even more concerning. Just more backup for knowing where your beef comes from. Pay attention to what's on the label, where it's imported from. I'm not saying don't eat anything from Brazil. We have not banned imports from it, so I'm assuming we're on top of it. One of the things that gives me more faith and hope in our meat regulations than anything else is the fact that we have still managed to prevent African swine fever from making it into the US. I mean, that is a huge, huge win for us. I know we reported a couple of months ago that it was somewhere down in the Caribbean.
Wait, is it fever or flu?
No, it's fever.
Okay.
I got it right. Now I'm questioning myself, but I'm pretty sure I got it right. But that is a huge win for us. It has not made it here, even just from the Caribbean or Caribbean, however you say that. That is a disease that ravages pork production. So we really have done an amazing job keeping it out. So hopefully the same attention is being paid to preventing any mad cow disease infected meat from making it in to the US.
Yes, it is fever.
Yes. I think we're past where we even have to comment on whether I say it right or not. For people who haven't heard a lot of this, I like 8 times in a row said flu instead of fever.
That's what I thought it was. That's why I was like, oh, wow, I think you got it wrong. Finally.
No, I finally got it right again. All right. And then we've got another article. This is from the Meeting Place. They say that the trend is starting to go back to people eating more at their house. I'm shocked. Well, I'm shocked in a couple of ways that this is even a story for one part. I must be like the only person out there. I may eat out once a month. Like that includes lunch, everything. Yeah. Like 99% of my meals are eaten at home.
Not mine.
Yeah. Okay. So I am the odd one.
Well, it's weird. Like I almost felt like I ate out more like during COVID because it was just like, yeah, I know. Right. But people were doing crazy good deals at restaurants to try to stay alive and stuff. So gotcha. I could spend $20 and eat for 5 days on leftovers and stuff. And I'm still, relatively young. So it might just be that I don't want to prepare a meal and stuff. But I mean, I have been eating at home a lot more recently with stuff like I make like quesadillas at home or something,
right.
Like I still get like creative with it with my microwave, of course, but
no, that's actually a good point. I'm trying to think back in my like 20s.
But like making a meal, you know what I mean? Like I throw frozen food in the microwave.
Yeah, that counts as a meal at home.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I do that often, but as far as like making, multiple ingredients, seasoning stuff, waiting on this, doing a side dish, prepare. I don't do that.
So you're saying from scratch?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this trend was actually dipping. People were going out to eat more. But then the recent uptick in cases and new variants, people are nervous again. So apparently they're eating.
No, what happened is you go to these restaurants that had all the deals. They don't exist anymore.
The restaurants or the deals?
The deals.
Yeah.
You go to like Old Chicago, you go, I want to see your late night menu. They don't have $2-3 pub pizzas anymore. It's now a $13 individual pizza. Sure. That's the same size.
Okay. So that could definitely be part of it. Expiring.
Like me, I go in there once and I go, oh, guess who's not coming back? Sorry.
So expiring deals could be a portion of that more economical.
At least probably with the younger generations for sure.
No. Somewhat on the back of that, another reason for that is, food prices everywhere are exploding. I've got an article here that says that the food index climbed 0.4% in recent months, with the index for meats, poultry, fish, and eggs rising 0.7 between August and July.
They need to move the decimal over.
A 1.7 increase in beef prices contributed to the overall index bump, with food at home index rising by 3% over the last 12 months. That is a flat out lie. I don't know what they're doing to deflate that number, but there is not I am telling you. So I do 90 something % of all the food shopping at my house. That kind of started when my wife was going for her MBA and just literally had no time for it. And then kind of went because I just am better at it.
You're the quickest grocery shopper I've ever seen.
I am fast.
Oh my God.
And she brings home nonsense. Like she brings home things that we don't need.
I can't keep up with you. I feel like I'm following my mom around the grocery store when I was like 7.
Yes. I mean, I go in there with a plan. I know what I want. I grab it and I get out. Yeah. But I also do track my expenses, and I am 50% up over before COVID started. What I am spending at the grocery store, and I'm buying the same stuff.
Yeah.
I am not buying more things. I'm not buying more like a higher brand or anything. I'm spending 50% more a month on my groceries. So they can take that 3% and choke on it. It is absolute nonsense.
Yeah. I'm even seeing, for the little amount of groceries I get for me throughout the week, I even saw prices. I stopped shopping at Dillon's. I went over to Aldi's permanently now.
Yeah. So I go to Aldi's a lot when I'm doing like larger grocery shops. If I just need a couple of things, I'll run into Dillon's.
Yeah.
But even Aldi's prices have gone up as well. I've told this story before, but real quick, the first time my wife and I were able to go food shopping together in a long time was right after she got done with her MBA. We went in there and we used to play this game when we'd shop together, like guess what the cart was. Nobody, you didn't win anything. It was just like,
we lose again.
So I let her go first and she said $75. And I literally laughed out loud.
Oh, man.
I was like, that's $150 worth of food. Like, bare minimum. And she's like, no, this is Aldi's. I'm like,
if it looks like a good amount, it's over $100.
Yeah. I've been telling her, I'm like, you don't hear me when I'm talking to you about the increase of prices on things. I'm like, it's going in one ear out. I'm like, everything has gone up. So anyways, it was like $158.
Yeah.
So I won. I didn't win anything, but it's important to win
you probably
over your wife or your husband. Doesn't matter.
It's all about who wins and loses.
You have to beat your spouse at things.
As long as you don't keep score, I think that's important.
Fair point. I definitely keep score. There is, we've talked about this as well, but there's more articles coming out right now about Beyond Meat slipping. Their stock prices are going down. There's less demand for it. Now, that could be a couple of things. It could be oversaturation of the market with a ton of different fake meat products. It could be just that what I think it is I think they overpromised. I really do. I mean, what you want to do is underpromise and overdeliver. What they did was basically say, we have these products that taste just like meat. So people tried them and were like, well, that doesn't taste quite just like meat. Maybe stuck with it for a few times. They're like, all right, that is definitely not as good as meat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, eventually the novelty of it wears off. And I do think part of it is people are looking down the road at lab grown meat. And I think that will be the next craze. I personally don't think that one's going to stick around forever either.
I mean, what would it take for, meat eaters, meat lovers like ourselves to eat a steak that is lab grown? Would we ever, if it tasted the exact same texture, all things considered.
Same price?
Yeah, same price.
Then I don't care.
Okay.
I
wonder if some people would just go for the integrity of, just how it is now and how they think it should be.
Well, so there's a couple things at play there. One, is it like the Teslas where they're like, oh, it's so much better for the environment, but it's actually way worse?
Oh, that's a great point.
So, it's one of those things where they say, I've heard numbers as high as 14% of all green gas emissions are from beef production. I don't trust that at all, but whatever. I mean, trust what you want. If they say it's more energy efficient or something to grow the meat in a lab, you're going to have to look at that really deeply because there'll be multiple things that are involved in that. They're going to promote it with the best possible spin on things.
Oh, yeah.
So like for lab grown meat, I do not see an ethical problem with it in my mind. I've thought a lot about this over the last couple of months, and I do not have an ethical problem with eating a lab grown meat. As long as the taste and the price is the same, I literally wouldn't care which one I got.
Yeah.
So whatever. Hormel is doing something I thought was really cool. So Hormel has their black label, and they are giving away 10 years of bacon So what you do is you check inside some of the black label. You'll see a green square on the packaging. And on the inside of that packaging will be a game piece. And I don't know how many winners there are or what that game piece looks like. There's no word on that. But this is from them. The goal of the sweepstakes is to reward Hormel Black Label bacon lovers by giving them a chance to win a 10-year supply of bacon, igniting yet another legendary moment in their lives. That was from Samantha Hovland, a brand manager at Hormel Foods. But that's a pretty cool thing to try to win.
10 years? I wonder how they give that to you. Like,
so
just whenever you want, you go up to the factory. I'm going to back the minivan up.
So it's the same thing as a lifetime supply of anything.
Well, how's that work?
Yeah, they just calculate what it is. Like if you win a lifetime supply of razors, you get X number of cases of razors over, like they calculate what it is.
The average consumption of that. Oh, you get it all at once?
Yeah, you can't. Bacon won't be that way.
Okay.
I don't believe. What I think they'll do with bacon is give you like a certain number of coupons that can be turned into any retailer for free bacon at. I would imagine.
We don't have a Turbo Man here. We have a coupon for a free one. It's a kid's movie. You wouldn't get it.
No. I do know that. Jingle all the way. Jingle all the way.
Wow,
yes. I'm still culturally relevant. Look at me. But I don't know.
Is their black label really, really good? Have you had it?
Yeah, it's good bacon. I don't think it's as good as the few times we've made bacon here. I still think it's.
What would you want a 10-year supply of?
I mean, like if I could have anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
10-year supply of water.
Well, yeah,
100%.
Oh, yeah, because you
100%. It wouldn't even be close. My last bill.
Oh, man.
I don't want to get too personal on this, but I switched over finally to there's like they take it right out of my account, which is like a 3-month process, by the way.
Wow.
Town government is so inefficient. If this was privatized, they would have had it done like that day. $480 was my last water bill. And I did not run my sprinkler every day. It was like every second day, then every third day.
Okay. So, but if it was a protein, you got to pick. I'm thinking
ribeyes.
Like ribeyes, brisket, pepperoni. You know, I'm a huge bologna guy.
Ribeyes. It's definitely ribeyes.
Yeah.
You can do
no question.
You can do the most with them. I mean, I could eat a ribeye steak every night, no questions asked.
Some ribeye sausage, is that a thing?
I've done when I've had a few ribeyes that I bought them because they were on sale and they weren't quite like as thick as good looking. I've done ribeye fajitas. I've done ribeye like taco salad where I just chopped up the ribeye real fine, put it on top of a taco salad. Man. Super good. But yeah, what about you?
We just stuff it in a sausage casing. Like I said, I don't know. I love pepperoni. That flavor mixed with any cheese next to dough, bring it on.
Yeah, but you realize like the
amount of fat in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to get you sick after a while.
Probably play it safe with
of eating just steak. That.
But I wanted to be different.
Sure. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So last thing of the day. Bit of a touchy subject's the wrong word, but something we all need to be on the lookout for is an increase that I've noticed in articles like this one from The Hill. Wild meat consumption leads to increased risk of zoonotic diseases. So here are 2 paragraphs from the article. The capture of wild animals for domestic consumption not only poses a threat to protected migratory species, but also significantly increases the risk of zoonotic diseases like COVID-19, according to the United Nations report released Wednesday. Hunting such animals for consumption within national borders is taking a toll on most terrestrial species protected under the UN's Convention on the Conservation of Migratory Species of Wild Animals. A news release accompanying the study said. Okay, 2 things there. 1, I don't care about the UN literally at all. They can shove whatever they're trying to say about what we do with our animals. 2, over the last 2 years, we've seen a unbelievable increase in gun ownership and hunting licenses. This is the start of the pushback against that. We have to be prepared anytime you hear this talked about amongst your family, amongst your friend groups, to push back. do they have any idea who does the vast, and by vast, it's probably in the 75 to 80% range of conservation in this country? Guess who it is? It's the hunters. Mm-hmm. It's not even close. You can take all your green pieces and whatever else it is. They don't make up a fraction of what hunters give back to the conservation process in this country. So get ready for these. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Get ready for more of these attacks. Have your arguments prepared. Be ready to push back because more of this is coming. The main arguments I would say to prepare yourself with is read up on what happens to small mammals and rodents during large monocropping. Look at what happens.
Yeah, Google environmental science. I took a course up at Wichita State. The guy, first week or two, he's talking about half the good things hunters do as far as like just with, wild pigs and stuff overgrown in some areas. But yeah, as far as rodents and stuff, it's such a trickle down effect that people would just absolutely be fascinated with.
Look at what happens when animal herds aren't managed, when they're just allowed to go wild. It's devastating to the population over long term. A great fact is there are more white-tailed deer in the United States now than when Christopher Columbus landed. So,
the deer to human population, I think, is weird too. I forget the exact stat on it, but
the big thing with deer is chronic wasting disease. That is the one that's starting to get scary. It's popping up more and more over pretty much everywhere. And then the last thing I would say to be ready to push back on is the, what's his name? Meat eater. I can't believe I can't think of his name. Steve Rinella calls him charismatic megafauna. So you got elephants, giraffes, bears, lions. People see hunting photos with that and just immediately go nuclear.
Yeah.
When in fact, usually it is a problem animal that they have been brought in to eliminate.
Yeah, specifically.
Yeah, the big one with the giraffe. That giraffe needed to be killed. Like it needed to be removed from the breeding population. But nobody wanted to hear that. They just saw a picture of a hunter with...
It's the kill one to save a million or, vice versa, whatever.
Probably not quite that, but yes.
Well, you know what I mean.
That is manage the herd.
Yeah.
That is what we are supposed to be doing. So get your arguments ready because there is going to be another round of pushbacks on that. And it's obvious. We've made some pushes into their territory. We've converted some people. They're going to try and convert them back. So just be ready. Be a good advocate for hunting. Know what you're talking about. Have your own moral ground figured out. Be solid on that so that no matter what they throw at you, if you stay consistent to your principles and your morals, you can respond to it in a logical way. That's it.
Sweet.
All right.
Got anything else to say?
Nope. That's it. And that is exactly when I said I wanted to be out of here on this one. Got it to the minute. All right. Thanks, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on Stitcher, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, iTunes, whatever it is, leave a review. It does help. And share.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for checking out the Meatgistics podcast. To shop everything but the meat, head on over to waltonsinc.com. And to get your meat processing questions answered by experts and enthusiasts alike, head on over to our online community at meatgistics.com. Waltons, everything but the meat.